Hey yo, what's up, my beloved champions fam? It's the bad guy, a WWE champion, Zeke 4-0, back with a brand new video. Now, I aim to make this short, sweet, and brief, so allow us to get right to the point. Ripmas in July, brand new tour, and it is all about a fist full of presents. If you know the movie reference, by all means, please drop it down in the comments below this video. But we're going to hop on in. This time around, the required superstar is none other than one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, in the man, the myth, the legend himself, Adam Copeland, aka the man formerly known as Edge. You think you know me. Clearly, you don't. So we're going to show you two move sets. And although this is normal mode and hard mode gameplay, we're going to take the autoplay off for this one, okay? We're just going to show you what we can do because I want to show off two move sets, two builds, and then we are just going to call it nighty-night because it's going to be an easy clap after this. So first and foremost, this is the build that is very intriguing. Again, if I had a bad attitude plate and if I had a strap to put on him, then I would do it. Well, I do have a strap to put on him. I just don't have the skill plate for it. So we're just going to raw dog this one, okay? So this is real simple and easy. We have the execution. It's going to deal damage. It's going to allow us to choose gems to destroy. Obviously, we're going to use that to load up our blues, because then we have the downward spiral, dealing damage and increasing our green gem damage by 114% for 2 turns. And then finally, we have the spear, dealing damage and making random gems into green gems. So the entourage is real easy here. And this is why I wish that I had a bad attitude plate to put on him for this video, but it is what it is. We have Striker Woods, +4 black move MP. We have Razor. Green gems are going to deal 30% more damage. He also allows for green gems to be generated. For some reason, it can allow you to put the text for everything for Zombie Ray, but not for Razor. That's fancy that, okay? But basically, he's allowing us to generate more green gems, and they're going to be doing 30% more damage, and the blue moves are going to be starting off with 2 more MP. Then we have Ray, Zombie Ray that is, moves and gems, trap, countdown, juggernaut that generate green gems. We'll create 2 more and increase our kick out damage done by gems by 10%. And then we have Wolfpack Sting. Wolfpack Sting. Well, Wolfpack Sting's best friend in real life, Lex Luger. Wolfpack, allowing green gems to do 12k flat gem damage. So that is the build. It is real simple. There is no green here in sight. But if we had the bad attitude plate, if we were able to break gems, we would be able to cycle over and over again, and we would be able to do what we need to get off the downward spiral a couple times to beef up the green gems before going for the spear. So that's literally what we're doing here. So we're going to showcase this, and it's obviously going to be a little easy to do these because we're on normal mode. So he's going to kill him. A 5-star silver having problems with a 3-star gold. That better be a really jacked 3-star gold. So we're going up against the Rock here, and we're just going to do this real easy and simple and just show off what can be done if we're even allowed to do that. So you got that. You beef up the damage, and maybe if I hit these 2 blues and he doesn't die, I could show you the spam of the blue. We will see what happens. There's no point of us taking a bunch of them. And I even took the wrong doggone color. Shame on me. Shame on me. He's going to lose anyway, y'all. If y'all thought he was going to survive, you are very wrong. You are very, very wrong. We did beef up that damage. I am not Sir Zorro, y'all. I am not the be-all, end-all greatest when it pertains to playing champions, and I never said that I was, and never will I ever say that. So there were errors, there were discrepancies, and I was grounded. Or better yet, the final boss was grounded. It's nothing personal, Rocky. I had to do what I had to do. But as we go higher up in the tier, you will be able to see a better view of what happens with this build. I can assure you of that. So look, we meant to hit the blue to get the spear so we could just put down tons and tons of green gems. There is a skill plate, I believe, if you break black. If you break blacks, it creates greens. It's similar to the underdog story with Rocky, the underdog story skill plate that I have on my tech rock. You break blacks and break plus 4 black gems, and then you create and generate random reds. It's the same thing. You break 4 black, and then you get 10 green gems. So it's additional green gems to do damage with. That's basically all it is, just to get more out there and capitalize on the spam, especially if you had the bad attitude plate. So that is what we got going on. And now we're taking on my favorite showboat, the Mastodon, Vader. Vader time, rest in paradise. So Edge is definitely a character that I really wish had stayed. I wish he had stayed within the company. I wish that he hadn't gone away. But I also respect the man who knows, you know what, enough is enough. It is what it is. I've done everything that I could possibly do. They set my ceiling, and that's not the ceiling that I have set for myself. So we can just part ways on good terms. So that's how it is. And there we go. We stack again. We went for the blues again. If we had bad attitude, the black move would get cycled. So we could pick some blues and we could pick some blacks to guarantee a cycle of the destroy again. And now where are we at? We're at 78,000. And then we hit this. And thanks to Razor as well as Zombie Ray, we're going to put a bunch of green gems down on the board, and some of them are going to match and deal a lot, and it's going to be nighty-night for people. So that's literally what the build is. Again, I thought that I picked up another bad attitude plate. I probably have 2. I think I at least have 2 of them. But they're on different people. So it is what it is. No strap part pass on here for me. So it is what it is. And we just going to keep on trucking and keep on pushing forward. We're going to utilize this set one more time to go up against Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let the glass break one time for y'all. And then we're going to switch over to my favorite build. And so this is what we're about to go and do. We're going to take him on. So this is going to be interesting. I actually like the build of this just because of how you go from a neutral class with Edge going up against a striker to going up against a class that he's superior to with a showboat, and then it ends with the class that he's weak to in a powerhouse. So this is cool. But Edge is definitely someone that I always liked. I liked him back in the Brood with Christian and Gangrel. I liked when him and Christian were doing their flash photography, you know, their 5 second poses. And then of course his heel work is hands down one of the best. They gave him a shot. He did not disappoint. And, you know, the rivalry between him and John Cena, let alone his rivalry, my favorite rivalry has to be him and Undertaker. Just everything that he was willing to do to keep that belt. He was willing to sell his soul, you know what I mean? Team up with Vicky Guerrero and everything just so he could have championships. I guess that was one of the craziest and funniest swerves ever. Vicky Guerrero comes out, he's here, and everyone's so excited. And then next thing you know, it's Edge coming out. And then everyone's like, are you serious right now? But his villainy was top notch. He was top tier. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. He's definitely a guy that deserves his flowers. And, you know, when he returned to that Royal Rumble, you know, I cried. Because knowing his story with his spine, with his neck and everything, for him to step away and then to come back, I really do feel that WWE, you know, I feel Vince wasted him. He had some good spots, but he could have had a lot more opportunities. He still had plenty left in the tank, and it's just unfortunate that you know, what we might see or what we might think, someone else would like. Same thing with Scopely. We could think one thing and see things different for one, but then Scopely can look at things completely different and be like, nope, that's not the play that's going down here. So no, we're not doing that. So this is the build that I'm going to end this video off with because this is my favorite build. Unlike Merrick's, I am a huge fan of the super sub build, depending on who the person is. And when it comes to him, load up, boom, we're going to go ahead. We'll take it off of Mela because you are not money anymore. Boom, we're going to switch it over. And this is real easy and simple. We're going to be able to load up and increase our submission to get that off the bat. We're going to hit the submission. And then, of course, we can also choose gems to destroy to either get the black loaded back up to get the submission off, or we can load up with the green gems, either or. Plus, with his submission, any gems that are left, if they're high enough, they'll break, and then they can become snowfall gems too. So there's a couple ways to go about this. You could easily throw in the choose move so you can cover more area and make that run of snowfall. It's all depending on your preference and how you want to run it. Of course, we got Striker Woods on still for the Black MP +4. We got Muhammad Ali for submissions, do 100% more for the more damage per turn. You could also use Trickster Bray Wyatt for submissions to last for more turns than that. We got Bruno Sammartino. He is doing 50% more green submission move damage, and green submissions last one more turn. And of course, my boy Logan Paul, moves any color submissions are going to do 50%, and any color submissions will last one more turn. So that is what we got going on, y'all. It is real simple. It is real easy. And we also do have a couple moments on here for him. So he does have things that are helping him do a lot more damage. And we'll actually go ahead and check those out real quick, because he does have different ones that help him out. For the tours, purple and green gems, 141%. So obviously with that build that I was using prior, that does allow him to hit even harder than what he would. Then we have the other one. This is all for Showdown. And then the last one, come on, is the Money in the Bank one. This is all for Faction Feud. So he does have a couple of them. And again, he does have the Christmas sweater. It is highly interesting that even though he's not in the WWE anymore, you could still go for him. To each his own. That's their choice and their preference. I'm not against it. It's just a fascinating situation. So they're just going to clear out hard mode, because we already know we might have a little trouble here with this, but we will do the best we can. And so this is like my favorite build. I do like submissions. Submissions are really cool. I remember there was a time where it was like some of the submissions didn't make no sense. Like you'll put random gems and they'll turn into a different color. So then you're praying for a Hail Mary pass of like, hey, can you land somewhere to cascade so I can cycle properly? And then you had the ones where they came out literally the same time as the ones where you can do the choose color gem submission. So it was kind of like, what was the point of that? You got one that's literally like praying for a connection, and then the other one where I can just opt and choose. It's like, you already know which way I'm going to go about this, but that teaches on, right? They tried something and it failed horribly, but they meant well, right? Oh, goodness gracious. I really am disappointed that they switched out Trickster Edge's epithet. It was rated R Superstar initially. Then they changed it to Ultimate Opportunist, which did make sense. Because when he first debuted, I was sitting there, I was like, hey, it'd be cool, like maybe they're saving another Edge. When Iconoclast came out, I initially thought he was going to be rated R Superstar Edge. Because when he first debuted, he was rated R Superstar Edge. Then they changed him over to an Ultimate Opportunist Edge. So then I was sitting there like, are they going to come out with a S tier or S plus tier of Edge as the rated R Superstar? Because like that's his most known version and variant. That's what I thought was going to happen, and it never happened. And then, of course, he ended up leaving WWE. So we'll probably never get that again unless things go the way they do in AEW, and then he comes back to finish things up. I don't know. But certain windows are open for so little or so long that it's funny with WWE champions, because there literally have been times where it's like 1 minute they're on top of it. They're releasing characters immediately. Like they had Cody Rhodes right there. Boom. He shows up at WrestleMania. Boom. Here he is right there. And then there's other characters where you're sitting there like, you had a whole window to do that and you didn't do it. I don't understand, but it's not for us to understand. They're a business, right? So they're about making money and writing checks. They're not really worried about cohesion and consistency at times. So this is going to be the one that is interesting. I am not going to use no props. We are going to see what we can do here. We are going to destroy some greens, and we're going to lock and load and do what we can against Austin. We will do what we can against Austin and call it a day. But I really believe they got a lot of things that they could work on. There's a lot of room for improvement for WWE champions when it comes to the character animations, how they look. I would love to see them introduce, more unique entrances for characters. I would love to see the graphics improve. I would love to see more cohesion and consistency when it fluidity to different MLCs. Like, make it make sense. Don't just put a bunch of characters together and call it an MLC. Let there be a proper, respectful theme for the characters involved, and that way people are going to be able to really take it all in and appreciate what's going on with it. So that is just me personally, but it can go either way, I mean, in the end, they're about making money. So if they don't make money, they probably do not care. So it's just, but I just look at certain things like other MLs, like other mobile games. There's a fluidity to their content. There's a fluidity about the characters that are involved. Yeah, it's not no mismatch stuff. So, it's just the same way with this Summer Darkness. You got Ozzy, that was out of left field. Then you also got characters like Tiffany Stratton, Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, Cody Rhodes. Like, none of those characters interact with one another like that. So it's just like, what are we doing here? And then you throw Ozzy in the mix of it. It's like, okay, hop aboard the crazy train for sure, right? Because this ain't making no lick of sense right now. But it still gets people to, tap in and spend their money too. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. There's always room for improvement. But I think they had a survey asking on like the different things they could work on, and I definitely strongly feel I would love to see cooler entrances for certain characters. It doesn't have to be for every character, but if you're going after someone that's like a S plus tier or a S plus plus tier in the future, it would be nice for them to have animations that are way different and, more attention to detail compared to your random, like S plus tier animation should be apex compared to a B tier or a C tier character. You know what I mean? Like, there should be like a scaling to that. And then the same thing with the design of the characters. The characters, the designs and skins, they really need to start looking like the characters. There's certain characters where they do it, they knock it out of the park for what they're doing in their game. And then there's other characters where, no, you do not look like that champion whatsoever. This is just hideous. Like, I look at Sonya Deville. She does not look like her card art. CM Punk does not look like his card art. Tiffany Stratton does not look like her card art. And then even, I do believe back in the day, they used to say, like, they'll let certain people work on certain characters. So, like, maybe if you're new and fresh, like, you get your feet wet, they'll let you work on the free-to-play character, and then they'll have the more experienced designers and developers work on, like, the S tiers, the S plus tiers. And I get that, but it's also a thing where it's like, you gotta know what, like, look at what you're putting out, too. Brutus and Julius look nothing like their cards. They don't. They look very blocky. They look very clunky with their aesthetic and their design, regardless of yellow to singlets or not. There's just a lot that goes into it that it's like, pay attention to it. Respect it. Like, it took me a bop to just sit back and think like they have the cards similar to the trading cards, like WWE, WWF trading cards. But even still, it's like a lot of those cards look way better than the actual version of the person. And it's like, you need to work on that. You want people to come in and join the game and respect what you're doing and respect your craft. Show that you respect your craft by putting in more in-depth details to the move animations. Not everyone has to have the same looking chokeslam. Not everyone has to have the same looking Hurricane Rana, so on and so forth. Make things look, spice things up. Different characters. I mean, or like even with certain MLCs and certain themes, let there be unique themes for certain characters. So it's like you got something more memorable. Just like you change up the rings and the aesthetics of the backgrounds. That's something I look forward to seeing more of. The same thing with entrances. That would be something great. Move animations and character designs. That would be awesome. and more cohesive MLCs. But that is it. I'm talking longer than I need to. This is supposed to be short, sweet, and brief and to the point. But look, that was as far as we're going to go with this. We're not going to upset ourselves. We're not going to irritate ourselves by trying to clear this out. And I'm getting 180 measly medallions, prize wall medallions in hell mode. So we're going to call it right here. But again, Edge, highly multifaceted, very versatile unit and champion. If you have him, he's definitely a good acrobat. He's definitely definitely a guy that I can easily see you taking up to 6-star bronze. If you decide to take him up further, that's truly on you. But with the gear, the moments, the skill plate combinations and everything, he's definitely a very solid, very solid and valid acrobat, even in this meta moving forward. I wouldn't say anything about taking him up to 6-star gold unless you have all the bells and whistles for him, but he's still someone that's going to get the job done and serve his purpose. So, let me know how far y'all were able to get with this. Obviously, you have to use this character. He is available in the loot that's running for this with the Ripmas in July, of course. And they even now got the exclusive Santa Hogan banner up alongside the Tech banner. So they came for the pockets. They came for blood, okay? But at the end of the day, we were still able to conquer and get through this. So if I can do it, so can you, depending on if you have him on your roster already or you just pulled him recently. These are the ways that I ran him, and it's very viable and very possible to get it, whether you're cheesing it with the sub or you're stacking up that crazy insane green gem damage. It is plausible and possible to knock this stuff out and just have fun at the end of the day. Don't make it turn into a job, because once something fun becomes a job, it's not fun anymore. So hey yo, hard work pays off, dreams come true, bad times don't last, but champions do. Mad love and respect to each and every single one of you, of my beloved Champions fam. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for spending it with me. If you want to talk it and chop it up in the comments below, by all means, please do. What was your favorite memory or moment from Edge when he was in the WWF, the WWE? If you even enjoyed Edge, like if you feel like there's someone out there that during the different eras that he was around, who were those characters? Who were those wrestlers that you like to watch? Or who were did your favorite wrestler ever go up against Edge? And who was that person? Nonetheless, I hope that y'all have an amazing time. We're getting ready to gear up for this faction boss, the champion clash with modern era powerhouse Cody Rhodes. The story continues. So hopefully there is a blog that is available so we can break it down for you once again. Let's just have a great time this upcoming weekend. But knock out these tours. We got the Tech Tour. We also have the Ripmas in July. We also have the Showdown. Get everything caught up and done before it concludes. I love you all. I respect you all. I'm praying for you all. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, but definitely subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can always be up to date on all moves being made by yours truly, the bad guy of WWE Champions, Zeke 4-0, the most electrifying content creator in WWE Champions Entertainment. And until next time, y'all, stay tuned until next episode, because on this day, I see clearly. You think you know me. Clearly, you don't. Peace.